said, I don't believe it.
United States wins the World Junior Hockey Championship. We did it, baby!
Music, he said, she said, I don't believe it. Control, I then delete him.
Score! Fired home by Romiak, and the Slovaks are back on top.
Control, I then delete him. Control, I then delete him.
Christmas is still very much in the air in Red Deer, Alberta, home of Group B at these 2022 World Juniors. And tonight we get our first look at the defending champs, Team USA. Fourth overall pick Luke Hughes getting his first taste of the World Juniors, as is Juraj Slavkovsky, who is one of a handful of buzzworthy prospects ready to hit the ice for Slovakia. Hello and welcome here inside the Centrium. I'm Laura Dykin, joined alongside our analyst Dave Reed. Thanks for joining us here on TSN as well as NHL Network. Happy Boxing Day. The first day of this tournament has not disappointed at all. 2 games already in the books. Canada taking on Czechia right now on the rest of our TSN channel. So we'll show you what has happened already here on day 1 of the 2020 World Juniors. Finland getting the better of Germany. We had a great game between Sweden and Russia right here in Red Deer, and currently Canada on top of the Czechs 6-3 with less than 5 minutes to go in the third. And now one more game to go. Well, when Team USA left the Edmonton bubble earlier this year in January, they were the defending World Junior champs. And this year they're trying to do something they've never done before at this tournament, and that's win back-to-back gold medals. Their first test here in Red Deer is a Slovak team that could surprise some of these teams in Group B. With plenty more, let's say hello to the two calling all the action here in Red Deer. Here's Dennis Bayak and Craig Button.
USA dropped its opening game last year at the tournament to Russia and then ran the table en route to a gold medal. Craig, one of those players that's back this year to try to go back-to-back is Matty Beniers.
Yeah, and Matty Beniers is, we use the word complete player. I use a different term to describe him. He's a force field of a player. It doesn't matter where you put him on the ice. It doesn't matter what situation you put him in. It doesn't matter who you play him with. He is going to be that force of skill, that force of will, determination, and he makes things happen all over the rink and in such a positive way for his team. It won't be any less for Team USA in this year's World Junior Tournament.
And it won't be easy for Slovakia to find the back of the net. In the last 6 games last year, USA only allowed 5 goals against.
Here's the lineup being trotted out by head coach Nate Lehman, who is back behind the bench for Team USA for his second straight World Juniors. 6 first-round draft picks on this year's team, as well as 6 returning players who won gold at the last World Juniors in the Edmonton bubble. Well, one of those players that fits the bill on both of those 6s is the captain, Jake Sanderson, and a name that Senators fans will be hearing a lot this week and the next week in the World Juniors.
5th overall pick in 2020 of the Ottawa Senators. Jake Sanderson has played his minor hockey just south of here in Calgary, about 90 miles south of here. So it's kind of a homecoming in a way. Get to play here in Red Deer, and he gets to wear the C for his team. Now, he is one of a group of returning players who won the gold medal for Team USA last year. 0 goals in 7 games. He is still looking for that first goal in his World Junior Championship career. But this young man plays at the University of North Dakota. He's already surpassed his point totals from last season at the University of North Dakota. He's a tremendous skater. As we see, all these young guys can skate. Their skill levels there. But for Sanderson, his ability to close gaps, skate up the ice with the puck, be that 4th defenseman or the 1st defenseman up in the play as a 4th forward is absolutely tremendous in the way he plays, and I expect to see him to be a huge part of the offense for this team. And that's what I say, he didn't get a goal last year, but I think that's going to change very quickly in this tournament.
General Manager John Van Beesbroek saying that Sanderson is NHL ready. He decided to go back to school, kick his game up to another level, and we'll see what he's been working on all year long as he's set to be the captain for Team USA here in Red Deer. Well, we've talked all about the captain of Team USA. You might have a little bit of competition because we've got this little guy, Captain America, in the building here at the Centrium, hoping the U.S. and Slovakia can put together another great game. It hasn't disappointed so far at these World Juniors.
The 2022 World Junior Hockey Championship is presented by Esso, proudly fueling Hockey Canada since 1984. By Nike, official gear of Canada's national hockey teams. By TELUS, we're using the power of our purpose to help make the world a better place. Together, let's make the future friendly. And by Tim Hortons, the official coffee of Team Canada. The 2022 World Junior Hockey Championship is brought to you in part by Skip the Dishes. Cheer on our team in true Canadian style with your favorite order on Skip, the official food delivery app of Team Canada. It's game time, Canada. Let's get hungry. And by the 2022 Chevrolet Silverado, the strongest, most advanced Silverado ever. Chevrolet, find new roads.
Welcome back to Red Deer, the Centrium in Red Deer, as Team USA gets set for its opening match of the 2022 World Junior Championship as they get set to take on Slovakia, and Team USA trying to go back-to-back gold medals, something that has not happened all that often at the World Junior Championship, but a very good squad for the United States back here in Red Deer. The opposition tonight will be Slovakia, and Slovakia with some size, some youth, and some skill. And maybe a bit of a surprise team here in Red Deer, but when you consider, Craig, the teams that are in this B group, Slovakia does have its work cut out for them.
They do have their work cut out for them, Dennis, but they're going to be a hard out. You know, as we've seen with Slovakia, you talked about they haven't scored a lot, but they have more skill down their lineup. They have more ability to add to that offense and support that upper group of talented players. So I think it'll be a very interesting tournament for Slovakia, and they're going to pose some real challenges for their opponents.
Yeah, 7 goals scored in the 5 games that Slovakia played last year, but they do feel they have some more offense to show at this year's championship as they get set to take on Team USA. So USA and Slovakia, our second game here in Red Deer at the Centrium. Canada on its way to a victory over Czechia. As we look at the officials for this game tonight, the referees from the Czech Republic or from Czechia are Adam Kika, and from Finland, Jonas Kova, and the linesmen are Ryan Jackson and Daniel Persson. Starting in goal for Slovakia, 19-year-old southpaw from the USHL, a championship last year with the Chicago Steel. Simon Letkoski will get the start for Slovakia, plays in the USHL in Madison. And at the other end of the ice, in nets for Team USA will be Drew Comesso, a Chicago draft pick. And Drew Comesso is in his second year at Boston University with some good numbers there. A new face in behind the Slovakian bench. It'll be Ivan Fenish, the 44-year-old, his first World Junior Hockey Championship. He has been with the national program in Slovakia for a number of years. And Nate Lehman is back, 10th year at Providence College. Gold last year. He likes this group as they try to go back-to-back here at the World Junior Championship.
Yeah, there's lots to like about his group, too. He's got real good blue liners, 3 returners, actually, but Jake Sanderson, Brock Faber, Tyler Clevin. You know, you start with that trio, you know, you got stability back there with Luke Hughes is a terrific player, top competitor, and you're looking right there at Matty Beniers. We talked about him in the pregame. He makes things happen in a positive way when he's on the ice.
Dylan Silverstein, third netminder, is not dressed for Team USA. Scott Moore was not dressed, and Ty Smilanic is not dressed. He was shaken up in that pre-tournament game and not in the lineup for this game tonight.
Are you ready, guys?
Good. Inside the game. You ready? Okay, keep it fun.
We're ready. Let's go. USA and Slovakia. Kanaško will send this in, and as they get to the line, very quickly an offside call against Slovakia.
And we watched Samuel Kanaško when he was a 17-year-old in this tournament, Dennis. And, you know, we're talking about more depth for the Slovaks coming in here. That helps players like Kanaško who don't have to play more minutes. They got some really good, solid blue liners to play alongside him that can play in different roles.
Straka trying to dump that one in. That goes off a body or a stick and up and out of play.
Chromiak, that's Shane Wright's line mate over in Kingston in the OHL.
Another returning player for Slovakia. Marco Staka will dump this in. Berard trying to gather it in on the near side board. Sanderson in behind his own. Then it gets turned over, and Kanaško makes his first good stop off of Matej Kashlik as he tried to go blocker side. Cleared up the middle, and almost a break on that far side, but it got away from Berard, and that allowed Samuel Kanaško to recover in time. Gets dumped in as the team start their first line change. Simon Nemec sends it ahead with the youngster Meshar. Meshar got stopped at the line, and Petrovsky follows up on the play, but we have a penalty.
Too many men on the ice for the USA. That, you know, what an opportunity here for Slovakia right off the bat. Kastelic with a great look here, but Commesso, watch how he explodes out, closes down the net. Superb goaltending, reading the play and getting out there with the stick. Trying to close down the net, but the USA are going to have to kill off a penalty here. Simon Nemec gets that puck up quick, and now they come on the attack, and that created a lot of confusion in front of the USA bench.
USA's penalty kill last year, only 78.5%. There wasn't many areas of concern for Team USA, but that may have been one of them. Of the 7 goals that Slovakia scored last year, 3 came with the man advantage. Nemec will get to the line. Will get sent down low by Petrovsky. Chased down to the far side, and this will get cleared into open ice. And down the ice it goes. Brad Savage. Back in with the man advantage. And across the line for Slafkovsky. And USA picks that off, and that gets sent all the way down the ice.
Such a good play by Luke Hughes, because Slafkovsky, a big player, gets there. Hughes gets leverage on him and makes a terrific defensive play, and that puck ends up down the ice.
Kanaško will chase this back. The Columbus Blue Jackets draft pick. Head up with some speed, tried to split the defense. Hughes back to take it away. And Hughes short-handed, instead of dumping, it's going to lead a short-handed charge. Dishes it off. And then a shot from a sharp angle that did not get to the net from Savage. And now grabbed off and back up the ice on the power play. Up at center, Chromiak will dump this in. Makluka tried to go short side, came off the skate. We welcome everyone who has been watching Canada and the victory over Czechia. We have the defending gold medalist Team USA here against Slovakia, and the dying seconds of a Slovakian power play that has been unable to really get set up in the USA zone. Nemec with a big hit on the far side, bouncing puck shot from the slot. Sikora tried to drive that through, comes off a leg, cleared back out. And hustling back into his own end is Sturbach. For Bechar. He'll play it up at center ice. Aaron pass to the near side. Jan Laschet will wait for it to get to him. Played back in. And USA back in on the attack. To the front of the net. No one home and grabbed off and controlled by Dvorsky. He couldn't get anywhere. Berard goes after it. Berard gets pinned to the corner boards. Coronado in the fight as well. Comes up with the loose puck. Plays it back to the far side for Hughes. Hughes puts on the brakes, sends it back at the line for Clevin. That shot, that got blocked by Jedlička. Stays in the Slovakian zone, though. Beniers is on the loose puck. Beniers tight turns, plays it in low. Chance on the short side, Ledkowski down. Comes back at the line for Clevin. The Ottawa pick. Back for Beniers, the Seattle pick. Ripper from the line. And we have Berard in the crease, and that's going to get a stoppage in play.
You watch Matty Beniers, stops and starts, hard on the puck, details. You know, a lot of times, here's the shot that comes through. Latowski makes a good save, but there was the player in the crease. But back to Beniers real quick. Well, there's a differentiation, Dennis, as you know, between hard skill and soft skill. There's no soft skill in Matty Beniers' game.
Cleared back out through center, and this will get sent right back in by Stacka. Banked off the boards to the blue line, and that's going to be an offside against Team USA. Face-off just outside the Slovakian line. Day one of the 2022 World Junior Hockey Championship. Wins for Canada and Finland as expected, although Canada got pushed a little bit, especially early in that one. And here earlier today, Sweden and Russia. And Sweden coming away with a victory. A penalty coming up as Slaggert got Nemitz up high. And that's going to bring a little bit of fire into this game.
While the pre-tourney game, Brett Savage was given a 5-minute major when the U.S. had a 3-1 lead. The Finns came back and scored 3 power play goals, 1 in overtime. But here's the play. You know, that's not even, like, that is not a penalty.
Yeah.
Not a penalty.
So Slovakia back to the power play.
Landon Slaggert has been wrongly accused, I'm telling you, wrongly accused.
We will take it to the highest court. Chromiak for Kashlik, back for Chromiak, back for Kashlik, up top Konashko, Chromiak to the front, rebound, and Comesso a couple of in-tight saves, and the loose puck gathered by Faber. He'll lead the attack short-handed, and Ledkowski makes the save off of Faber.
Team USA is playing short-handed.
So on both power plays, or both short-handed situations, first Hughes, now Faber. Not afraid to carry it up and try and create a short-handed opportunity. Chromiak puts it into the slot, gets it back from Makluka. To the line, Konashko through traffic, and Comesso finds that, makes the save. And then some traffic in front of the net.
Well, he finds it because he's looking for it. He finds it because he's tracking it. He doesn't get himself trapped in the blue. Gets right out on top of that crease. We saw earlier in the game a real good save on a scoring chance. Here's another one, tracking left to right. You talk about Faber and Hughes. It helps, too, that they're superb skaters.
Meshar knocks this to the corner. Dvorsky's after it, but it's cleared away from him. And Nemitz will chase this back into his own zone. Winds it up, clears the drop. Into the back half now of the second power play of the game for Slovakia. Clevin tracks it down. Dvorsky blocks it on the near side boards against the checking of Beniers. And now it does come loose to the line. Nemitz will hold it in. Power play for Slovakia. Nemitz sends it down low. Wraparound tries. Trying to stuff that was Roman Fight. Slavkovsky, Nemitz, Fight. Sends it cross ice. Meshar back to the near side. Back up top and across for Meshar. Quick one-timer and another good save. But Slovakia looking far more aggressive and far more set up on this power play.
And detailed, right? You know, here's a couple of really good chances. Fife with a chance trying to wrap it around. Doesn't get to the front of the goal line, but here's Comesso again. Left to right, just superb goaltending. Calm, composed, mentally dialed in, and then another example. He's ready. And that's because he tracks the puck so well.
Has some size at 6'2". There's Kashlik. Plays in Chicoutimi. Sanderson off the face-off. And gets to the red line, dumps this in. Mazur after it, cleared away, and some room for McLuca. He'll go rink wide, a little bit of room. Save made. Comesso got the left pad down as Kashlik charged his way into the Team USA zone. And now the power play is over. Kashlik controls, trying to drop it from McLuca. Bechar plays it back into his own end. Kummetz from the Prince George Cougars of the Western League. Kummetz will try to play it up the boards. Not a lot of room there for Sikora. Gets turned over at the line. Kemets forces Nyes, but Nyes will play it back into his own end. Kaiser. He'll drop it for Faber. Faber plays it ahead. Lucius feeds it through. Back into the front of the net, and Latkoski comes charging out into the traffic. And what ended up being a great save. Another chance, high short side try. That got ripped over top the net. Kept it at the line by Kaiser. And now chopped up the boards and out to center ice by Sikora. Slovakia trying to jam a line change in. Cooley, the youngest player on this Team USA team at 17 years of age. Tied up along the boards, it comes back to the line. Clevin trying to send it back down low. Petrovitsky blocked it. This gets kept in though by Savage. He'll chase it down in the corner. Bechar keeps an eye on him. Petrovitsky sends it ahead, and this will be Slavkovsky to jam it up to center ice, but that's as far as that got. Dominic James trying to come back in. He got spilled, and Bechar will lift it up and puts it up into the clock. So we get a stoppage. Latkoski with a couple of good stops. Time now for Let's Get Hungry, brought to you by Skip the Dishes.
Simon Nemec, not bad. You know, World Juniors last year in Edmonton, young player. Then he goes to the men's worlds, ends up with Olinka Gretzky, and then Slovakia had to get into the Olympic qualifying to get in the Olympic tournament, and they said, hey, young man, we need your help. And pretty impressive resume in a 12-month span.
Plenty of experience.
He's only going to add to it, Dennis. He's a terrific young player.
Comes back to the Dvorsky at the line. Dvorsky gets a little bit of help, and now it is cleared up at center. Race for a loose puck, and Dvorsky, first man back, plays it back for Petrovitsky, back up for Dvorsky. He'll shovel it near side. Jedlicka sends it into the corner. Peart is after the loose puck and plays it up for Berard. Berard will drop it back with a back pass for Beniers. Beniers to the line, drives it in. Came to the short side off the side of the net. Comes all the way around back to the line, but this will make its way out to center. Sanderson unable to hold it in.
There's one guy that can skate with Sanderson, that's Martin Komiak. Sanderson thought he had an alley there. Komiak putting the back pressure on, strips him of the puck.
Samoskevich to the bench to start the line change. Komiak a shot. McLuca after a rebound. It was just beyond his reach.
Another great save, though, by Comesso, because he kicks the puck out, because he knows that if he kicks it out in front, he's going to have to get himself ready for a rebound chance.
Samuel Konashko being watched there by James. And now Mazur picks up the forecheck. Mazur gets the job done, forced a brief turnover. Cleared around the boards, and now it is turned over. Staka couldn't do anything with it. Mazur's after it. And then Mazur got pinned to the far side wall. Meshar takes a solid jolt from Kaiser. And it's back in behind Comesso. Dropped there by Faber. Comes back to an open point. This will be kept in by Bechar. couldn't get much on the shot. And quickly up on the right side. No score here early in this game. And a little bit of room down that right side for Matt Coronado. And off a stick and up and down a play. Scoreless here in period 1. Team Canada's quest for gold at the 2022 World Junior Championship continues Tuesday. They will take on Austria. Action gets underway 6:30 Eastern, 3:30 Pacific, only on TSN. The future of hockey lives here. Owen Power with a hat trick for Canada today.
Yeah, I think it was the power hour at Edmonton for Owen and Team Canada.
They were down 3-1. And Dave Cameron called a timeout. They went from there. Jedlicka takes a bump on the play from Clevin. Clevin now receives the pass on the left side boards from Coronado. Dickinson to the line, no room there. And is back at the Team USA line where Hughes will snap it on for Coronado. He'll turn, play it for Pearce. Jack Pearce will take it in, goes wide, backhander to the front of the net. Goes off the stick of Bechart. Makes its way back to the blue line, kept in but only briefly as Demick will go cross ice. Another solid jolt on the far side, and now in the corner we have the back referee.
Yeah, Maxim Straybeck's going to get a high staking penalty.
It's Chevrolet Good Deeds Cup season.
Tried to lean in, the stick came up, and
Team Slovakia, minor penalty, interference.
Interference. Caught Chaz Lucius. There it is, yep. Knocking him down.
So power play for Team USA. And they control off the faceoff. Samoskevich plays it back. Sanderson goes cross ice. Coronado back for Sanderson. He'll play it back to the far side. Dickinson, loose puck to the near side. Samoskevich walked into it. Beniers trying to control it on the far side, can't. And this will get cleared. Messa will come out. Coronado will play it back into his own end. Gerard cruises up at center ice. Takes the stretch pass and then plays it back. And Beniers will try and find some open ice and attack with some speed. Beniers goes after it. Konashko keeps an eye on him. Konashko wasn't sure where the puck was. Sanderson will hold it in. That gets blocked away by Lutkowski. Comes back to the blue line. Ends up on the stick of Samoskevich. He got tied up on the near side. USA controls though. Samoskevich goes cross ice. Comes back at the line for Sanderson. Cross it goes to Beniers. And he unloaded and ripped that one wide. And it comes all the way around the boards to center, and Team USA will start a change. Play it back to Kessel. He'll leave it in behind his own net for Jack Pearce. Minnesota's Mr. Hockey Award for Jack Pearce. Here comes Nyes. He'll send a hard pass rink wide. Lucius, and Lucius gets tripped up on the play. So with 21 seconds left in the first penalty, Team USA is going to get a brief 5-on-3.
Second penalty Lucius has drawn here to go to 5-on-3 for 21 seconds.
Team Slovakia, minor penalty, tripping.
Just gets that stick right in there on the feet. Yeah, there it is. The video evidence doesn't lie.
Guilty as charged?
Oh, yeah. Nobody wrongly accused there.
Chad Lucius, one of 4 Winnipeg Jets draft picks in this tournament. And Chaz Lucius, as Craig mentioned, drawn a couple penalties.
Team Slovakia penalties number 17.
And has the puck on the far side. Battled some injuries. Up into the slot, return pass, scores! Team USA capitalizes on the 5-on-3 with Matthew Nyes.
They make it happen quick too, Dennis. They get the face off and then puck movement, the player movement, there's face-off ready, and just a quick look. And as the puck comes back into the middle, Logan Cooley makes a terrific play and delivers it just beautifully to Matthew Knies through the seam, and Latkoski has no chance.
And it will still be a power play.
That only took him 10 seconds. They were hungry off that face-off. It wasn't a clear win. Found a way to get in there and win it.
Interesting for Matthew Knies playing Slovakia. His parents were born in Bratislava. So maybe a little bit of extra interest for him in this game. It's turned over as Lucius lost his footing. Comes back at the line for Pearth. Pearth will go cross ice and then he'll get it back. The pass intended for Lucius on the near side is intercepted. Sent back down, and Pearth will backtrack for Team USA. In across the line and running out of room there was Logan Cooley. And the loose puck is picked up, and Servats Petrovsky will play it all the way down the ice. 1-0 Team USA. Sanderson, there's the drop. Here comes Beniers with speed. Berard, he'll go across ice. Coronado, and Latkoski makes the save and hangs onto it.
Coronado's mad at himself. He didn't handle the puck clean on the pass, and you know, the Bison, that's his nickname, and we're in Bison country here in Red Deer. He knew right away that it was a great chance, and if he gets another opportunity here with this much space, you can just see he doesn't handle it clean. There it is, just a little misfire. That allows Latkoski to get over, but Leslie Coronado's a hungry goal scorer.
16 states represented on Team USA. Sanderson, he'll play this cross ice. 36 seconds now left in the man advantage. Beniers plays it back. Sanderson back, and Beniers another one-timer that misses the net. He loves to park on that far side, and he can rip it. Sanderson. Samoskevich goes cross ice. Beniers tracks it off the sideboards. Back for Sanderson. Back for Beniers. Coronado in the slot. Near side, Samoskevich scores! Took a look, found his spot. Power play goal, it's 2-0.
2 for 2 on the power play. They were zipping that puck around. That's how you run a power play, how you open up. It wasn't just the puck movement, it was the player movement. And then Samoskevich, I mean, he gets this puck and he wires this. What a shot. You might know a little bit about the goaltender, considering they played with the Chicago Steel last year. So Latkoski, he can't be really thinking he doesn't know how well Samoskevich shoots the puck, but what a shot.
A championship together last year in the USHL. So we saw the power play earn Sweden the victory earlier today against Russia. And Team USA has used the power play to its advantage. Team USA 2 for 2. That's been the difference so far. Slovakia 0 for 2. Now the only difference there was that the first power play goal for Team USA came on a 5-on-3. Chromiak will send this back to the Team USA line. Hughes circles back. First three-brother combination to play in the World Junior Championship, the Hughes brothers. Taken by Petrovitsky. Petrovitsky tried to play it behind his own net, blocked by Sluggert. And now Slovakia will regroup. Dvorsky will snap this ahead. Meshar to the front of the net, deflected on the short side wide. Battle for a puck. Slafkovsky going in after it. Slafkovsky gets some help there from Meshar. Bit of an elbow riding up there. Puck is loose. Short side try, Meshar. And that went off the body and wide short side. Cleared and back break for Faber. And Petrovsky in is after him. It comes back to the blue line, kept in at the left point. Throwing cross ice, but as it comes off the side boards, picked off by Savage. No room for him, though, and Comesso will leave it for Kaiser. He'll play cross ice. Faber will snap it up the right side boards. Nyes in on the chase. More body contact. Mazur trying to come up with it. Nyes trying to work it free and does. Nyes puts on the brakes against Dvorsky. Throws it behind the net. Mazur there, watched by Bechar, and now Sturbach picks up the chase. And comes around the boards, but Team USA controlling it. This will be an offside, and Sanderson plays it back in, and they are going to call it an intentional offside and bring the face-off all the way back. 2-0, Team USA. Team USA trying to repeat something that is not easy at the World Championship, but off to a good start here.
I mean, they have a team that's got to be right there as one of the favorites to win the gold medal.
Well, Nate Lehman wanted his team to get to our identity quickly. And I think they've done that with the help of the power play, but before all that came along, their penalty killing had to do some work, and it did.
And their goaltender was a big part of it.
Correct.
This game could have easily been 2 or 3 goals in favor of Slovakia earlier, but Comesso was terrific.
Well, the old adage, your best penalty killer has to be your goaltender. This gets banked off the backboards by Marco Staka. Chromiak to the line with Makluka, and offside is going to get called against Slovakia. 1:50 left in period 1.
There's Drew Comesso, Boston University Terrier. Brian Decord, who worked with the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Arizona Coyotes, is working at BU, and this would be one of his proteges. I think watching Noam Bryan and watching Drew play that first period, I'm sure that Brian would be very pleased with his student there. Brian's son, Joey, is a prospect in the Seattle Kraken organization.
What's been impressive here in the early going with Comesso is fighting through traffic on that power play to pick up pucks.
Totally agree, Dennis.
Nemitz the shot, that goes off a body and deflects out. And Team USA back to regroup. Petrovitsky will play this up at center. Dickinson breaks it up, sends it cross ice. Now it comes off the stick, and Nemitz on the loose puck. Nemitz gets double teamed on the far side. Slaggert waiting for it to come loose. Now Slaggert will pick up the chase. Nemitz is on it again. Nice little outlet pass. And finally it does end up safely on the stick of Slafkovsky.
It's a 17-year-old defenseman, Nemitz. You know, just poised in that. Slafkovsky tried to slip one short side on Comesso. He didn't open up for him.
Thought there was a little bit of room up top on the short side for Slafkovsky.
Head up the whole time.
Youngest player to play at a world championship with the men's group for Slovakia.
We talked about Nemitz and his resume. Slafkovsky's got a pretty impressive resume himself.
Played down low, Jedlička. Being watched there by Faber, the 2-14s battle. Jedlička plays it around the boards, comes back to the line. Bechar goes cross ice. Sturbach tried to get it down low, does, but it comes off the backboards, and a chance now, Mazur. He'll play it through for Nyes. Nyes tried to get that into the high slot. And it comes all the way back out in center, and Peart is on it. Up for Nyes. Nyes back in. Protects the puck. Still has it. Knocked down by Dvorsky. Gets back up. Puck is still controlled by Team USA. 9 seconds of period number 1. Comes back to the blue line, and we're going to have a penalty in behind the play. It's an interference call. And Slovakia is going to go to the power play for the 3rd time in this game.
Carter Mazur coming in.
34. 2-minute interference.
On an interference penalty. Mazur has lots of energy. He's got quickness in his game. He's got drive in his game. He's a catalyst. He's got some offense in his game too.
First IIHF event for him, the Detroit draft pick. And did not get back to the line, cleared down the ice, and the period comes to an end.
Well, Drew Commesso didn't score, but he really was the story of the game in the first 7-8 minutes. But Slovakia threw a lot of good chances at him, and he was terrific. And then the 2 power play goals, and here we are, 2-0 at the end of 1.
Matthew Knies got the first one, and Maki Samoskevich got the second one. And Team USA, a couple of power play markers, 2-0 lead after 1 here in Red Deer on TSN.
The first intermission is brought to you by Verbo. Download the Verbo app and get your team together today.
For more than 80 years, Esso has supported Canadian hockey with programs like the Esso Medals of Achievement, Esso Fun Days, and the Esso Cup through our long-standing partnership with Canada's national teams. Esso, proud premier partner of Hockey Canada.
The opening day of these World Juniors, not done just yet, but it's never too early to look ahead to day number 2. Yes, we've got 4 games coming your way. It all gets underway with Austria and Finland, 2 Eastern, 11 Pacific, and keeps on rolling all day right here on TSN. Welcome back here in Red Deer, Alberta. 2-0 USA with the lead. Laura and Dave with you once again. And you know, Dave, the game was 5 minutes old. Slovakia getting 2 power plays. Couldn't really get anything going, but when the US had a chance with the man advantage, making no mistake.
Absolutely dynamite. Their passing was fantastic, and their patience on their passing is what I really liked by the US. They didn't rush the play. They didn't take a bad shot, which is something a lot of teams would do, especially at the junior level. It starts with a face-off battle, and they catch Slovakia maybe pushing a little bit. A couple of the Slovaks get outside of the puck, and it's a quick 3-on-1. Great pass by Logan Cooley. Right down low, and it's Knies with a great one-timer. You get a good look at it here as Slovaks come up. They're very aggressive on a 5-on-3, too aggressive, and that allows a quick 3-on-1. No mistake, but excellent passing, perfect puck movement on a play that I realized as I was watching that, I think Slovaks are going to clear the puck, and they quickly turn it over, and they make no mistake, the U.S. on a 3-on-1.
Knies, the Maple Leafs prospect, playing in his first World Juniors, getting the first goal for the defending champs. That coming with the 2-man advantage. They still had a whole other penalty or power play to deal with those Americans there, and converting once again with the pretty passing on display again.
Taking advantage of the 5-on-3s, and it seems to be a theme on the first day of this tournament. We talked about Jake Sanderson at the start of the broadcast not scoring in last year's gold medal performance. Well, he's the quarterback in the power play, and the quarterback on the power play is the guy with patience. Watch the puck movement. Sanderson gets the puck in the middle. Wait, I'm going to toss it to one side. Nope, that's not good enough. It's going to come back. He's like, no, I still don't want to shoot it. I'm going to... Beniers, he's good one-timer. No, Beniers says, no, I'm going to throw it to Coronado. Coronado comes right back to Samoskevich, and boom, a absolutely rocket perfect shot in the top shelf, and there was very little room to score in that. I love the patience that they showed. Remember, these are teenagers. This isn't pro hockey. These guys are teenagers. They move that puck extremely well on the power play. Slovaks have got to stay out of the penalty box.
Michigan well represented at these World Juniors. Samoskevich getting a goal for the Americans. Another Wolverine had a pretty big day, that being Owen Power. Canada winning its opening game over the Czechs. We'll show you how they did it when our intermission continues here on TSN and NHL Network. From Red Deer to Edmonton, where Canada opened its World Juniors against the Czechs. First period, it's Mason McTavish. He's going to do it all by himself. as he opens the scoring for Canada. But the Czechs storm back after taking a 2-1 lead. Stanislav Svozil going through his own legs and puts it in. What a goal. Czechs up 3-1. Getting a little nervous for Canada, but it was a wild first period after Canada cut the lead to 1. Cole Perfetti with a backhand pass to Donovan Sabrango. 6 goals coming in that first period, and we're all tied up. And after Owen Power gave Canada the lead with his second goal of the game, how about number 3? As Power becomes the first defenseman to score a hat trick for Canada at the World Juniors. Canada gets a bit of a scare in their first game, but they do come out on top of Czechia, 6-3 the final. Let's hear now from the hat trick kid.
I think that timeout was huge that we took. Kind of settled us down, and I think we did a better job of just keeping guys in front of us and not trying to force anything or cheat for any offense. So I think after that timeout, we really settled in and started playing good hockey. I mean, it's pretty special. It's my first hat trick I've ever had, so definitely doing it at this stage and wearing a Canadian jersey is definitely pretty special.
Head coach Dave Cameron picking the right time to call a timeout with Canada down 3-1 as they storm back to get the win. And Dave, we don't often see the first overall draft pick come back and play in the World Juniors the following year, but Owen Power definitely showing his worth to Canada in this one.
Yeah, something that we very rarely see also, Laura, is they playing in a men's world championship and winning a gold, and then coming back and playing in your first World Junior champion. Remember, Owen Power didn't get the opportunity to play in last year's World Junior Championship, so he decided after being drafted by Buffalo first overall, you know what, I'm going to go back to the University of Michigan with a bunch of my buddies who are in this tournament and having a great time. I'm going to go back and win a national championship. Well, he starts his first World Junior Championship with a hat trick. You couldn't ask for a better start for Owen Power. Fantastic young player. There's no reason why he's not in the National Hockey League. The only reason is he wanted to play in this tournament. He wanted to win a national championship for the Wolverines, University of Michigan, and so far, so good in his debut at the World Junior Championship. Remember, that world gold he's already got in the back pocket. He can tell these guys, I've already got a men's world gold, guys. I need a World Junior gold now.
Point per game in college for a defenseman, that's unheard of. And now he's setting records, the first defenseman ever to score a hat trick for Canada at the World Juniors. Hard to believe, and yes, Michigan Power so far at these World Juniors. The U.S. getting a pair of power play goals in that first period. And they hold that 2-0 lead over Slovakia after 20.
The first intermission was brought to you by Verbo. Download the Verbo app and get your team together today.
Our first intermission scoring summary is brought to you by Verbo, and it was all USA in that first period, converting twice on the power play. Those goals coming just a minute 43 apart. Slovakia winning in the shots advantage 9-8 thanks to those early power play opportunities that they weren't able to convert on. But speaking of which, the Slovaks will begin the second period on the power play. So without further ado, it's back to Dennis and Craig.
Laura, you make a good point with those early power play opportunities, because that was kind of the story of that opening period. Slovakia had 6 shots on those 2 power plays, and if not for Drew Commesso, it might have been different.
Oh, there's no question. And Drew Commesso was challenged in many different ways, and he responded to every single challenge he had. Reading the play, getting out on top of the net, closing down the net, moving left to right, tracking the puck exceptionally well. And he was unbelievably tidy in front of his net. There was no chances for loose pucks. Talk about a goaltender in full control of his game and in command. That was Drew Commesso in the first period, and allowed the U.S. to get their skating legs going, and certainly we saw that on the power play with the 2 goals.
Slovakia won 13 of 21 faceoffs in that opening period as Commesso gets ready for period number 2. And it was kind of going back to last year, Alexei Makluka, who was so good in the faceoff department last year, winning 73.8% of his faceoffs last year. And he won 9 of 10 in that opening period for Slovakia.
Never heard a coach that said it wasn't better to start with the puck than without it.
Yeah, I'm not sure. There's that old debate as to how much you can put into face-offs, but if you had a choice between winning and losing, I think you'd still take winning.
Exactly.
It's like a preseason game. It doesn't matter whether you win or lose, but you'd sooner win. Jedlicka goes cross ice, Beniers intercepts. This will get cleared off the boards. Coronado short-handed, trying to pick that pass up the boards cleanly, could not. And Ledkowski will send it back up for McLuca. Stopped at the line, but he'll get some help there from Konashko. Back from McLuca. Good defensive read there by Kaiser to break it up. But holding it in at the line is Konashko near side. Chromiak, the one-timer, didn't get all of it. And he put it wide, far side on Comesso. Chromiak will wait for it. Tried to get it back to the line, and Coronado with a good read. And this will get cleared down the ice.
Well, we talk about Slovakia on the power play, having more skill, more opportunity to take advantage. But if you're not crisp with the puck, and you allow the opponent to get in and pressure you, and you're fumbling it, and you're misfiring on the passes, doesn't matter how much skill you have. So detail for the Slovaks has to be put into place. There's another example.
Dickinson breaks that one up and puts it back for Nemitz. He'll try and find some room. There's the drop. Meshar plays it up through center. This gets snapped around the boards. Pike goes in after it along with Nemitz. Getting some help in behind the net. Comes back. Meshar trying to get it back to the blue line. Circling there is Nemitz. Cross ice, the deflection that went wide. No shots on that power play for Slovakia. Still controlling it in the Team USA end. Levin gets squeezed out in the corner. Into the high slot and deflected away from Meshar before he could control it. Sturbach is back for it. Quickly up for Slafkovsky. Slafkovsky in across the line. Slafkovsky takes it wide, tried to get it to the near side. That got blocked on the play. And now a bit of a high stick as the stick comes up on Clevin. Play goes on. And Clevin will control. For Team USA, the long lead pass deflected in. Latozzi plays it back to the near side. Dvorsky with a redirect. And up at center with full flight to the blue line, but no further for Kreitsch. And now taken, Dvorsky trying to block it. Mazur is on it. Comes back at the line. Sturbach through traffic. Couldn't drive it through. And Mazur. Again, Sturbach's going to hold it in. Jedlicka in the corner. Jedlicka to the side of the net. On the near side, Demick was open, but the pass never came through. Konashko on it again. He'll play it down low. Demick back for Konashko. Controls for Slovakia. In for Jan Lashik. He's looking high, glove side, missed the net. And the rebound all the way around the boards and back into the Slovakian zone. Right back in, up through the middle. To the line and no further for Demick. And Lashik got spilled on the far side by Beniers, and here comes Berard. Berard forced to the outside, pressured there by Staka. Picked off by Beniers. Beniers, Coronado in for Berard. Save made by Ledkowski on the short side. And chipped off the boards and out of harm's way by Jan Lashik. Plays for Janesville in the North American League.
Nate Lehman talks about his team playing fast and, you know, put pressure on and then get to work and take advantage of that pressure without the puck. And that was a really good example of it in that last scoring chance.
2-0 Team USA with a couple of power play goals in the opening period. Kaiser to the short side, and the save made by Ledkowski, and he'll hang on it as Wyatt Kaiser gets that one through.
So here's Brett Berard just on the puck, and now next player, pressure, be ready, and now here comes the scoring chance, and that's how Nate Lehman, we're going to be fast without the puck, and then it's going to allow us to get going after it hard and fast when we do get the puck. Good save by Ledkowski.
Sent around Controlled at the line by Hughes. Hughes trying to send it back down low. Second try, he will get it deep. What a start for Luke Hughes. His first year at Michigan. 7 goals so far in 20 games played. James is on the loose puck. This shot didn't get through. It might have hit Lucius. Clevin controls back in his own end. On for Hughes. Hughes will leave it for Dominic James. Head up with some speed. Tried to split the defense, could not. Meshar knocked it ahead. Here comes Slafkovsky. Wrist shot by Slafkovsky. That goes off the body. Sanderson got in front of it. Comes back for Slafkovsky. Plays it to the line. Kumets trying to play it in deep, and now a break. Semiskevich going in. Slafkovsky stays with him. Mackie Semiskevich looking for his second of the night against his former Chicago Steel teammate. Clevin plays it cross ice. The shot, that goes off a leg. Cleared up through center ice. There to break it up is Peart. And right back in, Sanderson hits to the front of the net. Semiskevich tried to get it there. Dickinson is on it. Dickinson to the front of the net, and a deflection and a penalty coming up as Slaggert lost the bucket, draws the penalty, gets a scoring chance. Maxim Sturbach goes to the penalty box for the second time in this game for that right there.
Yeah, that stick comes up.
And Landon Slaggert getting some attention. But it is just a minor penalty. There was some discussion. In fact, Jake Sanderson is still having a chat with the officials. So Team USA, 3 power play shots so far, 2 goals on the 3 shots. Berard gets it down to the goal line. Berard will get it back. Walks it in. Power play for Team USA. This gets played back to the line by Beniers for Sanderson. Sanderson gets pressure on for Beniers. He lost it.
Good pressure there by Yannick. You know, Jake Sanderson knows how to get himself out of trouble, but Leachfield just kept pressuring him, and that's how you kill off valuable minutes or seconds on a power play.
Reich plays it down low. Adam Sikora going in after it. So Slovakia with some puck control in the offensive zone. Coronado plays it around the boards. It's intercepted. And Nemitz will send it all the way down the ice.
What a calm play by Nemitz, though. He comes around, he knows where the play is, under the stick, grabs it down the ice. Full control.
Sanderson drops it back into his own end. 21 minutes and 41 seconds of time for Sanderson in that gold medal game last year. Mazur with the chance, and that went wide. As the power play continues for Team USA. Into the slot, save made by Ledkowski off of Mazur. To the line for Perth. Perth will dish it off from Cooley. Back for Perth. Short side try on the far side from Chaz Lucius. He'll get it again. Plays it back for Perth. Near side, it was into the skates. Cooley. Logan Cooley. Back for Peart. Cooley, quick shot, save made. Lucius on the rebound, and he couldn't tap it in. Ledkowski got a piece of it. Cash Lake, short-handed, plays it across. Nemitz on the loose puck, controls. Oh, he had Konashko open on the far side. 4 power play shots for Team USA on that man advantage. But it remains 2-0. Staka will play it for Konashko. Blocked by Nyes. Nyes out of Phoenix, Arizona. This gets sent in deep. Staka goes back for it. Deflected out at center ice. Fight jamming it in. Jedlička in on the forecheck. Fight is after the loose puck. Fight had the only goal last year in the 1-0 win for Slovakia over Switzerland. Switzerland will make its tournament debut tomorrow. Shot by Konashko. That's right into the shin pads of Faber and cleared. Or Pastujov rather got in front of that. Here comes Faber. Faber with the wrister. Gave Latkoski some trouble, and then a big save off Pastujov. A bit of a juicy rebound, but he recovered.
We've seen that from Simon Latkoski last year's tournament. Great competitor, quickness, athleticism.
Sasha Pastujov thought he had one on that far side. Back it across for Faber. Faber takes it wide. Samoskevich heads to the front of the net. The pass got picked off, though. Meshar with some speed got taken to the sideboards right in front of the penalty box. Faber on the loose puck, and he'll send it in. Latkoski getting pressured there is flying in. Looking for a loose puck with Savage. Coronado sends it back out at center. And Beshar's on it. Cleared in by Servats Petrovsky. Petrovsky trying to knock that out of midair. Coronado sends it on. Beniers, or rather Savage, trying to look for that backside. To the short side it comes, back to the blue line. Hughes trying to dance his way in. Slavkovsky took it away. Coronado gets it back. Beniers with the blast, and that hits a body in front. So some pressure by Team USA, but it stays 2-0. Welcome back to Red Deer, Alberta. It took a little bit of time. Last year we did not get to Red Deer. Next year we look forward to Russia. Novosibirsk and Omsk is where this tournament will be next year. Sweden will host the following year. And probably back in Canada the year after that. Nyes to the short side. That went off the leg. And controlled by Slovakia. Konashko gets pressured in the corner. Fight couldn't get it at the line. Comes off the skate. Clevin holds it in. Deflected in front of the net. And it is into the glove of Latkoski as Mazur was trying to find the loose puck.
Simon Latkoski, you know, there's lots going on in and around him, and he might look like he's out of the play, but he's got a sense of calm, and the puck comes back, it pops up, and there it is, I got it. There's the play there, and just trying to get himself into a position to direct the puck out of harm's way. He finds a way to just freeze it.
Plays in Madison in the USHL. That's where he started. He didn't play. Ended up in Chicago last year. The championship there, now back to Madison. 2-0 Team USA. Up the boards, pass never did get to Jan Lashik. And controlled by Team USA. With a couple of power play goals in this game. Berard dropped it back at the line. Sanderson plays it back down low. Coronado in on the forecheck. Coronado bumping there. Puck comes around the boards. Staka tried to clear. Beniers catches up to it. Coronado to the far side, kept it at the blue line. And another high stick coming up there on Sanderson. Beniers pinned to the backboards by Konashko. This gets picked up and chipped off the boards. Was bumped there by Demick on the far side, the Edmonton Oil King. Sanderson spent some time in Calgary, born in Montana. McLuca, the face-off leader in this game so far. Puts it behind his own net. Centered in front. Dickinson almost got a bit of a gift. Dickinson stays on it. He'll dish it off. Center or to the short side. The opportunity there. But nice score Kaiser in on the rush. The puck came around, and Team USA with a 3-0 lead.
Well, some sloppy play. The puck comes out, and Landon Slaggert going right to the net. Finds a loose puck sitting right in the crease and makes no mistake about it, but Bikosh doesn't make a very good play with the puck, and now USA goes right to work. It's up. Latkowski doesn't know where it is, but Landon Slaggert does, and going right there, finding it. There it is, and you don't get much more of an open net than that.
Kaiser with the chance, looking short side high. Slovakia has called a timeout here. Now down 3-0.
Simon Bikosh had the puck. He has the puck coming around, and again, like, not a detailed play. The puck gets turned over. Simon Fenish trying to get his team and his players calmed down. They had some initiative, Dennis, through, I would say, the first 26 minutes, 27 minutes of this game. But it seems here in the last, half a dozen minutes, the U.S. has just put a real push on, trying to keep the Slovaks from having any type of belief that they can get back into this game.
Kaiser and Dickinson, the assist on the goal by Landon Slaggert.
Landon Slaggert, assist number 5.
Team USA, the defending champ,
number 7.
off and running here with a 3-0 lead as we are into the back half now of the second period. In need of a goal, Slafkovsky, Meshar. Slafkovsky trying to get this back to the blue line. Meshar there to help out. Nyes knocked it away, kept it at the line by Nemitz. Misfires, gets it back, plays it in behind the net. Clevin couldn't get a stick on it to deflect it away. And Mazur's after it. Hughes picks up the chase on Slafkovsky. Petrovitsky from the line, lifts one over top the net. Ryan Petrovitsky with the wrister from the blue.
Please add an assist for Team USA.
Mazur
to number 71, Tanner Dickinson.
Gets the center. Petrovitsky once again tried to lift it out, couldn't. Nyes gets it down low, and a chance in front of the net on the near side for young Cooley.
Puck's on the stick of Stachka, and then it's given away. Excuse me, Petrovitsky, and the puck's given away, and now it's another great scoring chance for the U.S., and Latkowski comes up big again.
Sanderson plays it around the boards, gets it back. Sanderson, lead pass, Clevin. Trying to attack into the Slovakian zone, lost control of it. U.S. regained, played back in behind the net. Semiskevich going in after it. He'll get a little bit of help on the play. Pass the job, trying to center it, gets it back for Semiskevich. Battle for a loose puck in the corner in the Slovakian end of the ice. And now picked up, and this will get lifted out of harm's way and back down by Roman Fike. Pastajov on the backhand, tried to feed that. Looking at the backside, centered out front. And Semiskevich, that goes off the stick and over top the net. Kaiser holds it in. Kaiser gets it back down low. Nemitz with some physicality in his own end of the ice for Slovakia, and then it's cleared back. And Team USA back on the regroup with Sanderson. Up for Kaiser. Kaiser to the back door. Latkowski gets the right pad as Slaggert was looking for another one. Trying to work it free. Jams it into the crease. It comes back at the line for Faber. Puts it back in behind the net. Slaggert heads to the front of the net. Now backs off into the high spot. Looking for a pass from Dickinson. And cleared and banked off the boards, and out center ice it goes. Hughes. Right back in. Savage heads for the slot. Puck ends up in behind the net. Played around the boards. Kreitz is on it. Couldn't do anything with it. And a wrister from Dickinson got turned aside. Savage waiting for that one in front. And it was deflected away, and now a shot from Clevin, grabbed and held, and we'll get a stoppage in play. 3-0, Team USA.
Well, there's Ryan Jackson, and we talk about bloodlines in hockey. Well, Ryan is the son of longtime NHL referee, now retired Dave Jackson. You know, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
That's good. Cash leak to center, no further. And Hughes will swing this across. Clevin couldn't do anything with it. Second try, he'll pick it up, banks it off the boards, and Berard will track it down. Berard to the front of the net. Chaz Lucius was heading to the front of the net looking for a loose puck as Berard went crashing into the corner boards. Clevin being watched by Chromiak. Back in behind the net. To the line it comes for Hughes. Tried to get it back to Beniers. Intercepted. Chromiak's cross-ice pass, and Clevin breaks that up and springs Berard. Berard in across the line, wrist shot, and Lecuzzi got the blocker up on that. Nemitz chases it down. 3 minutes left to go, second period. Dennis Bayak, Craig Button, Laura Dyken, Dave Reed, our entire TSN crew here in Red Deer for the 2022 World Junior Hockey Championship. Mazur is after it, knocked off of his stick, and then Mazur gets some help from Nyes. Kept in at the blue line. Sanderson knifes a backhander down low. Mazur is after it. He'll get a little bit of help there. Elbow gets up a little bit high on Logan Cooley. Nyes jams it on the short side. Lecuzzi is down. Cooley spills his man and comes up with the puck. Back for Moore at the line. Moore having trouble controlling it. He'll dish it off. Sanderson skates it down low, watched by Slafkovsky. Now Nemitz picks up the chase on Sanderson. This will be kept in at the blue line by Moore. He'll play it back down low. And Slafkovsky off the corner boards will start back. Big Slafkovsky. On for Meshar. Meshar, Slafkovsky takes it to the net and finds iron. Puts it off the pipe, blocker side on Comesso, who has not been very busy here in the second period. Samoskevich plays it back to the blue line. Faber with the wrister, looking for the carry to the front of the net. Got it. Did a good job defensively there. Some nice stick work in front of the net from Dvorsky. Talked about Comesso not being very busy here in the second period. He has not had to stop a shot here in the second period. Minashko. Off the board, Jedlichka hits the line like Jedlichka lets the shot go, and there's Drew Comesso's first save of the period.
Ladies and gentlemen, a reminder to please wear your mask both on and off the ice.
And Slovakia trying to get to the net, and there's the end result. And we're going to get some penalties out of this. 1:01 left to go in the second period.
Well, Brett Berard gets a real good chance. Just the quickness and the speed, and he's taking it right to the cage. Lecuzzi with a real nice poke check, and then there's Slafkovsky moving into the middle inside the dots with a backhander.
Fight in the middle of it for Slovakia. Kaiser, they may be the two that will head to the penalty box. 21-1. In fact, 22-1 now, the shots here in the second period.
Well, the USA have taken it up a tempo or two that the Slovaks have not been able to stay with. They just haven't been able to get their play up to that level, and completely on their heels in this second period.
Alexil Makluka will take this face off.
1 minute left in the second period.
Austria now plays in the queue. Centered, short side try for Makluka, and that got turned away by Comesso. So a little 4-on-4 here.
Team USA penalty to number 5, Wyatt Kaiser.
Hughes.
And the Team Slovakia, number 9,
Messer will come out and leave it.
2 minutes each for roughing
Grabbed
at
off by Clevin.
18:59. Punition et équipe
Ottawa pick.
États-Unis. Le numéro 5, Wyatt Kaiser.
On for Hughes. Hughes hits the line, trying to go wide. Beniers follows up on the loose puck. Chromiak stays with Beniers. Beniers trying to lose the checking of Chromiak. Beniers sends it deep into the Slovakian zone, tracked it down. Centering pass went off the body, and Ledkowski had to make the save on the short side. And Beniers is going to get a penalty for closing his hand on the puck.
I think this is a pretty clear one. You know, he grabs it and then he skates a
2 minutes,
stride or two. Trying to swing around, but as the puck comes up, there it is now, grabs it. 1, 2.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's capable of being a running back, but or a wide receiver, you know, yards after catch, but
pretty good one-handed catch. So Slovakia will go back to the power play, and it'll be a 4-on-3 for the final 10 seconds of this period, and then for 59 of period number 3. And they win the faceoff, and a chance for Slafkovsky, and he ripped that one wide glove side. Clearing attempt out through center, Slaggert's after it, but that'll bring an end to the second period.
Well, I will say this, Dennis. Slovakia only gave up 1 goal that period. That's the good news. The bad news is that they have a third period like they did the second period. They're going to give up a whole lot more than 1.
23-2. The shots in that period favoring the United States. They do get on the board. And a 3-0 lead for Team USA after 40 minutes here in Red Deer.
The second intermission is brought to you by Canadian Tire, proud partner of Hockey Canada.
Character, integrity, respect. If we bring good sportsmanship on and off the ice, we can help end bullying.
Well, in terms of lopsided periods, it doesn't get much worse than that if you're a fan of Slovakia and Slovak hockey, as we welcome you back here inside the Centrium. Laura and Dave with you. We heard Craig Button mention that the good news for Slovakia only gave up 1 goal, but Simon Ledkowski was definitely busy in that second period.
23-2 were the shots in that period. Incredible. I give the U.S. all sorts of credit in this game. They come hard with the attack. They're a relentless team. And as this period moved along, they just picked up their push. And this goal is a perfect example of staying with the play. Terrible giveaway by Maxim Sturbach early on. He throws an errant pass to the middle. It's picked off. And the extra effort by Landon Slaggert on the play. There's the errant pass. Now U.S. goes to work. Get the puck. This is off of a hard forecheck and a turnover. And Slaggert's in front. He stays on the play. He waits. He pulls the puck out. And he bangs it in. That was pretty much the way they played the whole second period. Second effort, hard on the forecheck, quick puck movement. If there's a turnover, we're taking it right back to the net. That was a very, very impressive second period by the United States.
The ice just tilted like that whole 20 minutes, and Slaggert, another one of those returning players for the U.S. that won gold in the bubble last year. As for the other crease, we said that Drew Commesso had some big shoes to fill, taking over for Spencer Knight, who was just so sensational for the U.S. and that gold medal team last year. He had to do as much as he could to keep busy because the Slovaks weren't getting any shots in him until the final minutes.
Commercial timeouts. He was sprinting to the bench. He was coming in. He was working out. So 18:59 into the period. That's 1 minute, 1 second left in the second period. And Drew Commesso got his first shot. He got a quick one after that as well. 2 shots in the period, both coming pretty much in the last minute of the period. That's pretty good defense in front of the goaltender.
Yeah, okay. Well, it is time now for our pond to podium moment. This brought to you by Canadian Tire. Dave? bring it away.
Well, there's a saying that you can't give a good player a bad pass. So when you're working on your passing, you're working on your reception, work on your skate work. There's a little kick to the stick. Another one. Watch this. 2 passes in a row in the skates. Well, you can't give these two players a bad pass. It's so important as a young player to be able to learn how to pick up a puck that is in your feet and kick it right up to your stick and continue on with the play. We saw it twice in one shift by Slovakia. This is something that good players do just naturally. They don't miss stride. They stay with their stride. They keep up their speed. They're able to receive the bad pass in your feet and turn it into something good. 2 impressive plays in this game.
There's your Pond to Podium teachable moment of the game presented by Canadian Tire. 3-0 USA on top of Slovakia. The defending gold medalists in control heading into period number 3 here at Red Deer.
A bit of teamwork, a bit of determination, and a bit of confidence go a long way. Timbits Hockey is proud to support 100,000 kids across Canada each year, giving them a little bit of extra help and a whole lot of fun.
Earlier today, we saw a great game between Russia and Sweden here at the Centrium. 1-0 Sweden in the second, Russia on the power play, but you wouldn't know it because here comes Simon Edvinsson, bursts out of his own end with speed, and he makes it 2-zip. Edvinsson was the 6th pick in the 2021 draft by the Red Wings. Sweden was up 3-1 after 40, and that's when Russia pulled Yaroslav Askarov, their goaltender, to start the third. But it didn't help because Sweden 2-man advantage, and it's Alexander Holtz making it 4-1. Matthew Michkov scored twice to make things interesting, cut the lead to 1, but another Red Wings prospect seals it for Sweden. Theodor Niederbach buries it on the rush as Sweden doubles up Russia 6-3. We go from Red Deer to Edmonton, and this was the opening game of the tournament. Finland and Germany, 1-0 Finland in the second. The Oilers' 2021 third-round pick, Luka Munzenberger, fires it home, and that ties it up. Third period, Finland in front 2-1. It's Marcus Schweigerter with a chance in front, but Samuel Helenius there to clear it from the top of the crease. Right place at the right time, and Helenius, well, he was doing it at the other end of the ice as well as the play continues. Helenius hustles back and finishes off the beautiful feed from Brad Lambert for his second goal of the game. The 19-year-old showing off that 200-foot game as Finland opens the tournament with the win. And wrapping up that Group A story on day 1 of the 2022 World Juniors, Canada with the 6-3 win as well over Czechia. Owen Power leading the way offensively for the Canadians with the hat trick. So, Dave, I know Power is the story when it comes to the offense for Canada in the opening game against the Czechs, but it was Mason McTavish who opened the scoring. When we saw him play in Canada's only pre-tournament game against Russia, 2 goals and assists, and that carried over into play today.
He looked really strong there. He's looked strong at the U18s. He was really strong, winning gold. He looked strong with the Peterborough Petes when he got sent back from Anaheim, where he was the 3rd overall pick in the 2021 draft. But I don't think any looked as strong as this one shift. Watch 23 in white McTavish. He beats 2 players here, doesn't beat the goaltender, regroups behind the net, comes back, continues the strong play, great puck protection, gets a little game of keep away, and then a little slide between the stick and skate and far side under the bar. I think he beat about 7 players. There's only 6 on the ice, 5 and a goaltender, but that was a tremendous shift and a tremendous finish by McTavish to start Canada off to a 1-0 lead. Canada's loaded with talent, but that was just a perfect example of one of the top players in this tournament, one of the top players for Team Canada, showing the skill level that he's got.
Canada getting an off day tomorrow, back in action Tuesday against Austria. Austria getting set to kick off its tournament tomorrow. The United States also getting an off day tomorrow before they're back in action on Tuesday, taking care of business so far in this one over Slovakia.
The second intermission was brought to you by Canadian Tire, proud partner of Hockey Canada.
Our second intermission scoring summary is brought to you by Canadian Tire, and that gives us another chance to look at that shot total by the U.S. 23-2 in that second period. Landon Slaggert, the lone goal scorer, to make it 3-0. The third period is about to get underway, so without further ado, once again, here is Dennis and Craig.
And Laura, not just 23 shots on goal, Craig, Team USA took the puck to the net hard.
Well, they did, and they created a lot of pressure when they didn't have the puck. Nate Lehman says, let's play fast, let's get the puck, and off to the races we go. Well, they put pressure on, and that's exactly what they did. They took it to the net, they were off to the races. Samoskevich with a breakaway here, Latkowski with a great save, but it was relentless. The pressure to the net, on the puck, after the opponent. Landon Slaggert gets rewarded here, and then Brett Berard with a real good push to the net. And pretty impressive second period.
There's Slaggert. Needed some repairs. He got a bit of a high stick in front of the net. Third period about to get going. And it's Team USA with a 3-0 lead. And if Slovakia wants to get back in this game, it has to happen now. They have a 4-on-3 for 59 seconds. And then it'll be a 5-on-4 for another $1.50. As Beniers went to the penalty box for closing his hand on the puck. Brett Berard, by the way, 4 shots on goal so far in this game. He leads all shooters. Chromiak plays it down. Meshar. Makluka. Back for Chromiak. Kashlik. Konashko. Chromiak. Chromiak back for Konashko. Back for Chromiak. Bit of a tip on that cross-ice pass. Coronado got a stick on it. Konashko tried to go for Makluka. Chromiak off the corner boards. Back for Makluka. Alexei Makluka will switch sides there with Konashko. He'll leave it for Kashlik for Chromiak. Chromiak to the front of the net. Picked away by Comesso.
Power play's too slow. It's too static. It's too pedestrian.
Kashlik gets that return pass. Now to a 5-on-4. Chromiak scores. Just as the 4-on-3 ended, the cross-ice pass to Martin Chromiak, and he wires it short side.
But Chromiak stays inside the dots, and now they move the puck quick. I just said how static it was, and they weren't moving things around quickly enough, and then right to work they go, and there's Chromiak. He's not backing out of the dots. He's right inside the dots. That gives him more time to get his shot off and make this and hit the spot, and prevents Comesso from getting over there. If you drift out of the dots, goaltender can get over there and shut it down. That's the way you got to move the puck. Shorten it up and move it quick.
Chromiak out of Kingston in the OHL, Los Angeles draft pick in 2020. And has Slovakia on the board. Nyes carries it right back in, outfights Nemitz for a loose puck. Came in front of the net, and a shot there by Cooley. Went off a stick and overtopped the net. Mazur with a bit of a body check there. Slafkovsky to the front of the net. And Meshar with a chance to make this a 1-goal game.
What a save by Drew Comesso. There's the power play goal back to Chromiak, and readying himself, and right off the pass, he wires it. And then this is an excellent play. A little quick look there by Slafkovsky, and Meshar moves right into that inner slot area. And Comesso with a big-time save. All of a sudden, less than 2 minutes into the third period, it's 2 goals for Slovakia, and it's game on. Comesso again, we saw it in the first period.
So it remains a 2-goal lead. Faber sends this around the boards, and then it's picked up and cleared all the way down the ice. And this will be an icing call against Team USA as Berard plays it up the middle.
Help us make the game we love more inclusive. Submit your game-changing good deeds today at ChevroletGoodDeedsCup.ca.
Face off to the right of Comesso. USA will have an off day tomorrow, and they will play Switzerland. And then it gets a little tougher. Sweden and Russia. In fact, Team USA will get a couple of days off before the next game. So they get Slovakia and Switzerland in games 1 and 2. And Sweden and Russia games 3 and 4. Beniers plays this back at the line. Kaiser through some traffic, kicked away by Latkoski. Favors after it. Plays it down low. Berard trying to center it. Beniers giving chase on a loose puck. Cleared back for Berard. Works his way off the sideboards for Beniers. Samoskevich waiting on the near side. Pass never did get all the way through to him. Konashko on for Kashlik. Kashlik in on Moore. And he'll dump this in, and Comesso will play it. And taken there by Ian Moore, the Anaheim pick. Plays it up through center. To the line and in. Taken wide there by Savage. Back out front, deflected away. And Meshar will get it up at center, no further. And backhanded right back in by Dominic James. Sanderson at the line, sends it back in behind the Slovakian net. James is after it, Slafkovsky is there. And Juraj Slafkovsky will wind it up until James got a stick in there to knock it away. Petrovsky deflects this to the Team USA line, and Sanderson right back in. Lucius in, and that got kicked away before he could gain total control of it. Nemitz and Chaz Lucius takes it away and backhands it into the Slovakian zone, hit to the bench on the change. Cleared up through center by Jedlička. Trying to track it down, Roman fight. Fight to the front of the net, Jedlička's there, Comesso another save, and another save, and a third save. There's two chances there for Jedlička, and another one off that backside by Petrovitsky.
Well, there's certain things that if you watch long enough, you see them. And Chaz Lucius not being able to corral a puck in scoring position, he's got sweet hands. And then Comesso again kicks it with the right, recovers, freezes. Such a good play, and making sure that he stays in really good position, even down.
After only 2 shots in the second period, he's faced 6 here in the third already. Comesso has. Nice back in, backdoor play, and Latkoski slides across, gets that left leg stretched out.
I think Demitz got a stick on it, Dennis, and negated the play right at the side of the net, even though Latkoski had his leg out. I think Demitz made a pretty good play coming all the way back to the net area.
Kaiser breaks it up at the line. Demek follows up on the play, lets the wrister go, comes all the way around the boards. Jakub Demek slides all the way back into the Slovakian zone. Konashko is on it. Chromiak lifts a backhander deep. Moore after it. Moore taken to the backboards by Kashlik. And Moore up with the puck. We're near the 5-minute mark of period number 3. Mazur dumps it in, heads to the bench on the change. Samoskevich plays it back for Sanderson, on for Moore. And Moore puts it into the Slovakian zone, and Latkoski will leave it.
Slovakia has a real problem in their own zone because they don't want to go through the middle of the ice. And that allows the U.S. to really punch down on the boards and not feel threatened in the middle of the ice. And that's one of the areas that Slovakia is having a real tough time. If you're not going to use the middle of the ice and put an opponent on notice, they can commit hard down the wall.
Samoskevich protects the puck, turns against the checking of Beshar to the short side. Latkoski cleared that away. Beniers on the loose puck. Beniers gets knocked down on the play. Bit of a cross check from behind by Maxim Sturbak. Beniers up on it, banks it back at the blue line. Near side for Clevin. As the pass from Hughes was just beyond his reach, and Hughes will chase this down. He'll send it in. Nemitz plays it around the boards. There to block it. Chance by Lucius, turned away, centered in front of the net. And that shot never did get through. Is a good opportunity there by James. A little bit of room out of his own zone. Petrovitsky goes cross ice. And cross for Petrovsky. And a long shot from the blue line. And that is grabbed and held by Comesso. 13:33 to go in the third. 3-1 Team USA on TSN. Craig, you talked about bloodlines with Dave Jackson's son Ryan. Well, lots of bloodlines here.
Yeah, there certainly is. You know, Jake Sanderson, his dad Jeff, what a good NHL career he had. Obviously, there's Luke Hughes, his two older brothers. On the ODR, I think Luke had to handle a lot of different things with Jack and with Quinn.
Quick shot by Meshar, turned away by Comesso. And correction on the 2 days off. USA will get 1 day off and then get back into action. Slafkovsky, Meshar, and losing control of it. No room there for Cooley, and a wrist shot from Meshar, and another good save by Comesso. But Slovakia with some jump here in the third period. Konashko's shot, and that one off the outside of the post. And up for at the line, and not liking that call at all was Staka. As
it looked like it was out. But Meshar with a great chance again. It's a 3-1 game. We saw how the USA dominated the second period. And to me, Drew Comesso has been a real important player for the USA in this game. He scored those 2 goals on the power play, quickly on the 5-on-3, and then scored again on the 5-on-4. But Drew Comesso early in the game and now here in the third period has been top-notch.
Nemitz up the middle. Dvorsky couldn't handle it cleanly. Now Roman Pike will play this in. Dillabor, Dvorsky after it, trying to block the pass up the boards. And Lashik, as it's cleared around, and now Nemitz will have to hurry back as Slaggert was trying to get in behind him. And Slaggert will deflect this in. Nemitz goes in after it. Nemitz gets pressure from both sides as Coronado is coming from the right side. And it ends up back on the stick of Ryan Petrovitsky. Plays in Finland, his second year there. Chaz Lucius on for Clevin. Clevin through the middle. Lucius trying to bust his way through, couldn't get through. And cleared back down the ice, race for it, and this will be an icing call against Slovakia.
There's the Winnipeg Jets first rounder from the 2021 draft. Had some injuries leading into his draft year, so he didn't get a full year to really show his skills, and real good offensive ability, scoring, can do it in multiple ways. But Dennis, you've heard me say this before, the Winnipeg Jets do a real nice job of evaluating players and scouting and developing.
4 Jets draft picks in this tournament. Tied up on the far side, and Jedlička trying to get a stick on it, does. And Maros Jedlička sends a backhand pass to the open side, but Berard is first on it. Berard gets bumped there by Bechar. Puck gets tied up in the corner. Samoskevich is after it, but it comes around. Good job to hold it in at the blue line there by Hughes. Clevin through some traffic. That never got through. Samoskevich had that go off of him. Oof. Almost a chance there for Kreitz, but almost a major collision between Kreitz and Sikora. Long left wing pass gets deflected in. Comesso will play it back against the traffic. Jakub Demek couldn't trap it. Now a race for it. Slaggert's after it. Konashko gets there first. Konashko turns it right back up ice. Chromiak with a little chip back for Konashko. He reverses against the traffic, but No one there in a white jersey. Now it's turned over at the side of the net. Put back in behind by McLucas. Back to the blue line, it comes Konashko. Wrister from the line, never got through. McLucas after it. Trying to send it back down low. McLucas gets some help now from Cash Leak, but it's cleared up the boards. Coronado couldn't get it out. Dickinson there as well, but kept it at the blue line. Back in for Cash Leak for Konashko. Konashko to the front of the net. Deflected away, and Slaggert will play it up at center. And now a collision between two Slovakians and a great save by Ledkowski as Coronado broke in alone.
Ledkowski's 2-1 now against his former teammates. Coronado, who played with Ledkowski last year in the Chicago Steel in the USHL. 2 breakaways, one by Samoskevich and one by Coronado.
Well, he'll have some bragging rights. There's been a couple of Slovakian almost train wrecks here in the third period. Petrovicki to the far side. That just went off of Nyes and ended up going wide. Petrovicki again. Jumps in from the line here, takes the pass to Petrovsky. Petrovsky in on the forecheck, but cleared away, and Nyes will have some room. Nyes in an odd man rush. Nyes now looks for some help, lets it go, and Ledkowski another save. And Petrovitsky will bank this off the boards and out the center ice. Logan Cooley gets it on for Hughes. Nemitz with pressure coming from Savage. Red Savage, the son of Brian. Chipped off the boards, and Jedlichka trying to put this in behind the USA net. 8.5 here to go in the third period. Back at the line for Sturbach. He dodged the check. Sturbach through traffic. Deflected, score! They're waving it off. They are saying it was deflected in with a high stick. They will take a look at it, but the call on the ice was no goal.
Remember, it's the crossbar, not the shoulders. Right away. Saw the decisive as the puck comes in here. I don't think there's any question that's over the crossbar. You can see Comesso kind of just go, you know what, I'm not. So there's the stick.
Now, maybe they want to argue that it went off of Cleven's glove and not off the stick, but.
Well, you watch Comesso, though. Comesso, the minute he's got his glove up and it's over the net, and then he just says, no, that's a high stick.
Dvorsky trying to say, I don't think so, but.
I don't think that hits Tyler Cleven's glove. The direction, and Comesso's got the left hand up and he's looking at it, and then all of a sudden it drops. It's like, well, my glove's up here. I got a beat on it. I'm tracking it. There's just no way in Comesso's mind that puck wasn't a high stick.
So Dalibor Dvorsky eligible for the 2023 draft. He's played most of his hockey in Sweden.
There's the stick.
The play is under review. Le jeu est révisé.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it really matters what the call on the ice was. That does look like a high stick.
Yeah,
so
it sure does.
But they'll make sure.
Which I love this. I think it's just fantastic to give the officials a real good look so they can be as close to 100% sure as possible.
Slovakia has Sweden tomorrow, and then Russia after an off day, and then they'll go back-to-back Russia, and then a huge game against the Swiss. Although no relegation again this year, as there was last year. There was supposed to be relegation this year, but because of COVID restrictions, they have elected not to. But there is talk that next year will be a bit of a wrinkle with 11 teams, as they'll add Belarus to the World Junior Championship, so there'll be some scheduling issues there.
It'll be interesting to see what they do with adding another team.
Or do you find another team and try to make it 12?
Yeah, I mean, again, leave possibilities open.
So they're taking a longer look at this than we maybe expected they would. So they're making their way out now. Tomorrow's action, Austria and Finland at noon in Edmonton. Germany and Czechia at 5 o'clock in Edmonton. And then Russia and Swiss here at 2:30. Sweden and Slovakia at 7:30. Here comes the call.
After video review was determined, the call on the ice stands, no go.
Crowd wasn't happy with it.
They're rooting for the Slovaks here in Red Deer.
But Ivan Fenish will be the coach of Slovakia, will be happier with his team here in the third period.
No question about it.
They've had some chances. They've had some jump to their game. Icing waved off. Nemitz on for Meshar. Meshar gets rubbed out. Demick is on the loose puck, plays it back. Petrovitsky, who's seen lots of ice time here in the third period. He's been up in the play with Slovakia down by a couple. Samoskevich takes it wide. Into the slot for Berard, and Latkoski again. Very aggressive, comes out to the top of the paint and beyond.
Berard's going to bed on this evening with visions of the nightmare of Simon Latkoski, because Berard's had some grade A scoring chances.
Benier is trying to find Berard. The pass got blocked. Back to the blue line it comes. Save made by Latkoski. Samoskevich on the loose puck.
Oh, he was looking for it.
He thought about the lacrosse goal for a split second. Berard has it knocked off his stick by Chromiak. Chromiak and Berard comes up with it. Feeds it through. Rister from the right side by Lucius, off the stick and high and wide. Kashlik leaves it there. Konashko plays it in behind his own net. And Staka, Marco Staka, his third World Junior Championship. Plays it up the center no further. Sanderson right back in. Sanderson stripped to the puck. And Kashlik will carry it back in. Mikluka trying to get it back to Kashlik. Fight is on it. Fight will drop it back. And a wrister from Meshar turned aside. Back to the line. Stir back to the front. Deflected. What a save. Comesso snares that out of midair as Roman Fight gets a tip on it. Time now for your shift of the game, fueled by Gatorade.
That was by Juraj Slafkovsky, and just the range and the skill. Takes a quick look here and sets up Meshar for a grade A chance. And just the understanding, he's holding people off, and then he finds the way with the puck. Quick little glance, delivers it perfectly. There's your shift of the game.
Dvorsky and James to face off. Slovakia controls shot from the line, and that catches, is it James up high?
Yes, it is.
And he will make his way right to the Team USA dressing room.
Touches him up in the neck, maybe underneath the chin a little bit.
So Dominic James will get some attention. His first IIHF event. Put off the boards, out the center, intercepted by Logan Cooley, the 17-year-old. In for Slaggert. Slaggert Takes a bump on the play from Dvorsky, keeps on going, plays it back. And again, a couple of Slovakian players collide. Nifty little pass back for Hughes, and he tried to come cross ice as he was looking for Klevin. Tyler Klevin couldn't pick up that loose puck. Jedlička back in. Hughes, Jedlička steals, and he ripped that one wide. Comes back for Sturbach. Misfired on the first one, and then got taken down by Cooley. Cooley across the line, has Savage with him. Cooley trying to get it across to Savage, and Sturbach, or rather, Béchard, stretched out to block that. Put back in behind for Savage. Savage chips it back in behind the net. Cooley trying to find it as he got tied up in behind the net. Now cleared up at center. Kaiser will play it right back in. Just over 5 to go here. Faber kicks this in behind the Slovakian net. Dickinson goes after it. And it came to the short side for Mazur. And Litkowski jumps on it and hangs on to it. 5:04 to go in the third. It's a 3-1 lead. Team Canada's quest for gold at the 2022 World Junior Championship continues Tuesday. Canada will face off against Austria. Action gets underway 6:30 Eastern, 3:30 Pacific only on TSN. The future of hockey lives here. USA, the defending champion, trying to nail this one down with 5 to go in the third and a 2-goal lead. In across for Meshar. Puts on the brakes, leaves it for Petrovitsky, and he rips one from just inside the line. Easy save for Drew Commesso.
Rock solid in the net for USA in this game.
Well, Spencer Knight was so good last year for Team USA, and Drew Commesso off to a good start here in this tournament. Faber, Samoskevich, and he gets drilled into the sideboards, and he's slow to get up. Beniers goes in after it. He'll make his way to the Team USA bench. So they've lost a couple of players in the last 2-3 shifts. And an icing call here.
Samoskevich is in some discomfort on the bench. He comes up, he gets hit by Chromiak, and you're trying to make a play and you're just far enough away from the boards where the contact can be not only jolting, but it you always hope a player's not hurt.
Already missing Ty Smilenic, who was injured in a pre-tournament game and is not dressed in this one. Maybe fortunate that Red Savage did not get suspended for his play in that pre-tournament game against Finland. Back to the blue line. Staka will play it around the boards. Pike goes in after it for Kashlik. Kashlik, Dvorsky hits to the front of the net. Kashlik tried to get it there. Intercepted and cleared. Knies will get this back to the Slovakian line. Right back in for Roman Pike. Long shot. And Commesso will take that off the left pad and hang on to it. 40 shots on goal now for Team USA.
Well, Slovakia has really leveled the playing field here in the third period, scoring 1 goal and carrying more plays, specifically in the USA zone.
13-9, the shots favoring Slovakia here in the third period. And again, as it was early in this game when Slovakia had some power plays, Drew Commesso has had to be good here in the third period. Slavkovsky gets tied up in behind the net, knocked it away. And then it's poked free, and Kaiser back up the ice. Dished it off for Lucius. Back to the line it comes for Coronado off the body. Faber back for Coronado. And Konashko Knocks it down. Cooley gets it for Mazur. Mazur in front of the net. And a chance there for Coronado. Comes back at the line. Wrist shot. Loose puck off the backboards. Oh! Mazur may never get a better opportunity. Had plenty of time and just couldn't get the handle on it.
It's almost like he had too much time, Dennis, and he's looking at the wide open net, and here it is trying to get the puck settled down, and always seems that the puck just bounces up at the wrong time. There it is, just off the blade of the stick of Mazur, and can't get it underneath the pad of Lykowski.
Well, took a couple of swipes at it. And then Ledkotzy slides across and makes the stop. We've got some 4-on-4 action here, offsetting penalties. With Slaggert to the penalty box along with Marco Stacca. Ledkotzy's been good. Beniers wins the face-off from Makluka. Chromiak is on it. Keep an eye on Ledkotzy, who's looking over at the bench with 2:44 to go here in the third period. This gets turned over at center and across for Makluka. To the bench for the extra attacker. Ledkotzy scores! Just as they were going for the extra attacker, they have pulled to within one.
Simon Nemec wants to make plays. So this play gets turned over, that Simon Nemec opens up and gets the puck here. And now he's going to make a play. Right back down, a beautiful, right down the lane. It's just a perfect pass on the Makluka, and then Chromiak gets right to the side net there and finishes it off firmly.
So the
Simon Nemec is looking to make plays. He's looking to make plays. His eyes are up. He's aware. That's just a terrific play to hit Mikulak on the move. It opens it all up.
So Chromiak gets his second of the game, and it's a one-goal game, 3-2. And 2:18 now left to go, and again we'll keep an eye on Ledkotzy. Never quite made it to the bench there before Chromiak found the back of the net. Slafkovsky carries it wide. Centers to the front of the net looking for Meshar. Ledkotzy has moved to the hash marks but stays in the net. Sanderson will lift the backhander. Near side for Savage. Savage trying to take it to the net, controls it. Savage tied up with Petrovitsky. And Nemec is on the loose puck. Nemec will try to play it behind his own net, didn't get enough on it. Mazur's on it, trying to jam it to the front, cleared, bounces around in the blue paint, and finally Slafkovsky, but he ran into the referee. Comes back at the line for Kaiser. Kaiser goes cross ice. Faber walks in. That shot got blocked. But Team USA controlling it in the Slovakian zone. And now finally there will be some room for Slafkovsky. Puts on the brakes inside the line. Tried to go cross ice. Konashko. And now Ledkotzy will go to the bench for the extra attacker. Konashko lost his footing, stays in the battle row. Faber is on it. Faber gets double teamed. Konashko pulls it out of the pile. Makluka for Chromiak. Chromiak plays it back at the line. Stacca gets it down. Oh, Chromiak on the one-timer as Konashko put a hard pass across that Chromiak handled. Stacca. Konashko plays it back. Beshar. Back to the line. 20 seconds to go. To the goal line, and now back for Konashko. Stacca. Konashko. Wrister. That got blocked by Dickinson. stuck on it again. Off the leg, takes it. Chromiak trying to drive it to the net. Fight goes after it. Fader's just going to jam it up in the corner. And Team USA, they'll get challenged here in the third period, but they hang on for the 3-2 win.
You know, a bad second period for Slovakia, but boy, did they come out with an energetic third period. And if it wasn't for the efforts of Drew Commesso, Slovakia very well could have been on the right side of this score.
In the third period, he was good, and in the first period, he was very good. As he picks up his first win of this championship, we'll have our player of the game presentations, and then the U.S. national anthem.
Proudly presented by Graham Construction. Each winner
But
is
a
awarded
solid
a
third
one-of-a-kind
period
hockey stick, hand painted by one of
for
Canada's
Slovakia.
most prolific contemporary
Something to build on.
Indigenous visual artist, Jason Carter. Recipients will receive their award after they exit the ice. Best player for Team Slovakia is number 8, Martin Chromiak.
He had a great chance in that last minutes.
The best player of Team
laid
USA
it
is
there
number
beautifully.
29, Drew Commesso.
No question, Commesso. There
He
was
met the
no better
Hymne
choice.
Nationale for the national anthem of Team USA.
The 2022 World Junior Hockey Championship is presented by Esso, proudly fueling Hockey Canada since 1984. By Nike, official gear of Canada's national hockey teams. By TELUS, we're using the power of our purpose to help make the world a better place. Together, let's make the future friendly. And by Tim Hortons, the official coffee of Team Canada. The 2022 World Junior Hockey Championship, brought to you in part by the 2022 Chevrolet Silverado, the strongest, most advanced Silverado ever. Chevrolet, find new roads. And by Skip the Dishes. Cheer on our team in true Canadian style with your favorite order on Skip, the official food delivery app of Team Canada. It's game time, Canada. Let's get hungry.
The Slovaks sure made things interesting. Martin Chromiak scoring twice in that third period, but the defending gold medalists hanging on for the 3-2 win in their opening game of these 2022 World Juniors. And for one final time on the opening day of this edition of the World Juniors, Laura and Dave back here with you in Red Deer, Alberta. And wow, yeah, it was... It got really tense there at the end. I mean, it was a pro-Slovak crowd behind us here as well, but the Americans, the defending gold medalists, got out to a great start, and thankfully for the play of their goaltender, they were able to hang on.
Yeah, Drew Commesso was phenomenal in the third period and the first period. He saw 2 shots in the second period, and he did see a shot about a minute to go in that period, but it was ultimately what the game ended up being was a power play game. It seems to be power plays in the opening day of this 2022 World Junior Championship. And it was the U.S. They started a 5-on-3. Slovaks just an errant clear. They try to clear the puck, a little over aggressive, maybe trying to get the puck up, but a beautiful pass. by Logan Cooley and Matthew Nice starts it off, and then some excellent passing. All players on the ice zip the puck around, all sorts of patience, and Mackie Samoskevich absolutely threads a needle on that shot. The goals were just under 2 minutes apart, and that was the scoring, and that really just seemed to put the Slovaks back on their heels. And they came out in the second period. They didn't show up in the second period.
No.
And I think it was because what happened early in the game, in the power play, and the momentum that the U.S. was carrying, they carried that through the second, and great goaltending by Comesso held on for the victory in the third.
That's right, yeah. The U.S. getting a day off tomorrow now, whereas Slovakia, now they've got something to build on, that strong third period, as they will take on Sweden in tomorrow's action. Speaking of Sweden, yes, I guess it's been special teams have been the name of the game here in Red Deer so far. Sweden with, what was it, 3 power play goals and a shorthanded goal to knock off the Russians.
Couple of 5-on-3s,
yeah,
absolutely.
Canada getting the win in its opener over Czechia as well, and Finland getting the better of Germany in the opening game of this tournament in Edmonton. So that's a wrap for day number 1. It is time to turn our attention to Monday and day 2 of these 2022 World Juniors. We'll get our first look at Austria as well as Switzerland, both teams playing their first games of this tournament. So the 2022 World Juniors is just getting started. The defending gold medalists off to a good start. For Dave Reed, Dennis Bayak, and Craig Button, I'm Laura Dyken. Thanks for watching our coverage from Red Deer. And stay tuned, SportsCenter is next.